To Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Ha Rakakadash, double honors to our apostles and elders which rule Great Millstone well, and Shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure it unto the end. Shalom Wa Baba Ball. Alright, so you can see at the top of this page, this is from the World Economic Forum. It says Workplace and Employment. This is published August 11th, 2017. These workers have got a microchip implanted in their hand from their employer. And I'm going to just jump down to the point. It says this is the tantalizing prospect leading some employees in Europe to be voluntarily microchipped with a radio frequency identification RFID tag. And now Americans are getting in on the act of implanting microchip in humans. So this is 2017. All right. So how much more now in 2022 going in 2023? And I'm going to show you some videos that were produced this year, right, in 2022, showing you what time it is.
Or bought something with cash. Swiping and tapping our cards and our apps are not just the easiest way to spend money, they're the safest way, unless, of course, we misplace our phones or our wallets, and then it's a nightmare. It is hard to misplace your hands, however. And soon your hand may be all that you need to buy anything that you can afford and many things that you can't. Because a company called Walletmore is developing a very teeny tiny chip. You see it there in the X-ray? That should creep you out. The chip is like the ones that are found in smart credit cards or debit cards, and the chip gets embedded just under your skin and makes your whole hand a credit card. Joining me now is Wojtek Perota. He's the CEO and founder of Walletmore. Okay, Wojtek, this is so...
No smartwatch, no bank card, no phone. How can I pay?
God drengs, god dag, god tid og god penge, så vi er helt okay. Har ikke tid til at tænke på i morgen, jeg vågen skal ikke stå nu.
If you saw, he just pushed the debit card option on the screen, and the debit card reader, all right, which reads the chip in the card, is able to read the chip in his hand.
You failed!
Frequently asked questions about payment implants.
Does the chip expire?
Yes, it does.
Did it hurt?
It was completely painless.
All right, so you can see that he's just using your everyday debit card reader, all right, to make a purchase.
Just paid with my hand for a drink in DFD.
So that shows you the system's already in place. It's just a matter of time before Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai puts it in this devil's heart to make it mandatory. Revelation 13, verse 11. It says, "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb." That represents America, and the two horns are the two-party system, the Republican and the Democrat. "And he spake as a dragon," all right, which they push draconian law. It says in verse 16, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads."
And we'll be faced with equally consequential decisions in the 21st century. Can a microscopic tag be implanted in a person's body to track his every movement? There's actual discussion about that. You will rule on that, mark my words, before your tenure is over. Can brain scans be used to determine whether a person is inclined toward criminality or violent behavior? You will rule on that. And Judge, I need to know whether you will be a justice who believes that the constitutional journey must continue to speak to these consequential decisions, or that we've gone far enough in protecting against government intrusion into our autonomy, into the most personal decisions we make. Judge.
So as you heard Biden, all right, this is something new. They've been working on this, all right? It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, which is dealing with Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, for it is the number of a man. That man is Esau. And he's got a beast system, America, EU, which they have the military, NATO. It says, for it is the number of a man, the so-called white man, the red devil the Bible speaks of. And his number is 636. All right, which this isn't new. All right, they used to brand slaves in the past as Greeks and Romans. All right, today in the 21st century, all right, they're going to use the MOTB, the implantable micro CHIP, which they're going to make mandatory for buying and selling. That's why you got all the Federal Reserves, the bankers, all right, which really control your politicians, all right, moving to the CBDC. That's going to be the currency that is on the digital wallet, the RFID, implantable micro CHIP. All right, now let's get the judgment that's going to happen to you. Revelation 14:9, this is what's going to happen to them that take it. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, so you want Esau to continue to rule, you want this wicked-ass society to continue, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, which Elon Musk, he has the Neuralink, or in his hand, right, which you see the people on TikTok buying goods using their hand. It says, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. Pretty much he's going to destroy America by nuclear missiles. All right, these nuclear missiles were given to Russia, Iran, North Korea, Europe, all right, to destroy America, okay? Because America is Babylon, all right? And Babylon is going to fall like lightning. It says, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So that's what's to come for you that take that device, all right, which is the size of a grain of rice. It says in verse 8, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. So the whole world's going to participate in this, all right? Which really, it's an experiment. That's even what it says in the hour of temptation. All right, the Lord said he's going to keep us from the hour of temptation. Revelation 3:10, because we kept his word. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, all right, which we speak about what he suffered for the nation of Israel in pleasing his Father, Yahweh. I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. All right, it's going to come upon all the world. Now, let me get that word for temptation. I will keep thee from the hour of temptation.
Strong's G 3986, Pyrasmas. Pyrasmas.
Parasmas. Let's see what the root word. It says, let's go to the very root. It says a trial, experience, attempt. All right. So an experiment. So what they're attempting, what they're trying, has never been done before. This is an experiment to get the whole world chipped, whether in the hand or in the forehead or somewhere on their body, so that they could be tracked, controlled, all right, and even deleted, okay, if they don't want to cooperate with this beast system. This is why they're getting rid of the money, and that's why they're going to shut down the lights, all right. That's another thing that's going to bring chaos, all right, and that's what the devil does, is he causes chaos to actually bring these draconian laws, his new world orders, all right. That's why in North Carolina, you got pretty much a county in North Carolina under martial law, because they're going to bring down wrath, great wrath, knowing that they have but a short time. The name of that power plant that they shut down with so-called bullets, all right, it's called the Duke, all right. The Edomites, the so-called Caucasians, all right, they're one of the names that they're known of in the Bible is Duke, all right. The Dukes were Esau, all right. And what they're going to do is in that county, it's called Moor, which the Moors were what? The Israelites, all right. So then what you can see, they're pretty much communicating lights out, right? Lights out, all right. So that's what's about to happen to America, lights out, because they're going to try to fight the saints. It tells you that these devils are going to make war with the saints. How are they going to make war with the saints? By making the MOTB mandatory, which we are not allowed to take it, but then they're going to threaten us with death and in fact kill some of us because we reject it. It says in Revelation 13 verse 3, and I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death. So one of the heads of the beast, which has 7 heads, is Rome. And Rome was pretty much wounded to death, which began the Dark Ages. And his deadly wound was healed. So after 1,000 years, it was healed. It was called the Renaissance, the rebirth of the so-called white race. And all the world wondered after the beast, and they worshipped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, which they built this system, this modern system in the image of ancient Rome, all right, which is a pagan system. It says, and all the world wondered after the beast, and they worshipped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, and they worshipped the beast, saying, who is like unto this beast, unto the beast, who is able to make war with him? So that's why the whole world is in agreement to this beast system, because they are fearful of the technology, all right? Because you got to remember, America drops bombs in the Middle East every day, all day, all right? Look at Syria, all right? Now, even Russia even said that if you let America, be, they'll destroy the world, all right? So that's what's going to happen, all right? This devil, in his pride of thinking who could bring me down, is going to try to number the world. And that's an offense against the Lord. It says, and he opened his mouth in blasphemy against Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai, which means he's talking shit. You know what I'm saying? He literally, this so-called white man has a God complex, thinking he's God. He set himself up in the image of God. He set his image up as the Messiah. He tells the world that he is God, to worship him as God. The number one religion in the world is Christianity. Islam is just another form of Christianity, which all goes back to the Catholic Church. Even that Buddhism, all right, that shit goes back to the Roman Catholic Church as well. All right, because Israel is the former of all things, and you had wicked-ass Israelites mixing pagan, customs with the truth. All right, just like you have Israelites today in the camps, you got Israelites that know they're Israelites. They even know the true name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, but instead they call upon a false name, serving a false god. All right, and that's where Esau pretty much picked up where Jake left off from the Dark Ages to the Renaissance. All right, and that's where you got modern Christianity. It says, to blaspheme his name, which once again they teach you a false name. They say Jehovah, all right, or Yahweh, or what is the other one? Jesus Christ. All right, those are fake names. Those are false names. The true name of the Father is Yahweh, and the true name of his Son is Yahushai. And his people are the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, which have been scattered throughout the world in slavery. It says, and his tabernacle, which are his people, his men, starting with his men, all right? The tabernacle is with men, but his men are going to have women and children, which are going to be saved, all right? All according to prophecy. It says, and them that dwell in heaven, even the angels, he talks shit about. It says, and it was given, look at an example of the angels. He told the world that they're little gray men putting their finger in men's asses, which is a homosexual act. So he's pretty much saying the angels are homosexuals. And that hasn't stopped. I just recently came across a video where they said that with the increased sightings of so-called UFOs, there are increased reports of probings. You know what I'm saying? This is a devil that is fucking defiling. So he has to be removed, all right? It says, and it was given unto him. So the Lord's putting it in his heart, all right? He thinks it's his own, will, but the Lord's doing this, all right? He's putting it in his heart through his son Yahushai, which Yahushua controls Satan, the angel, which ministers that spirit of adversity to Esau to come against the Israelites. It says, and it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. How? By making that MOTB mandatory. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. All right, it says, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. All right, so the Lord's going to pretty much slaughter these people and then put the rest in slavery under the Israelites. Starting with the so-called white man, the red devil, and the rest of the nations that are in bed with this devil. It says in Revelation 17, verse 1, and there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying, unto me, come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. All right, the many waters is talking about all these different nations that are confederate with Esau Edom, the so-called white man. It says in verse 14, these shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. They're going to gather themselves in the valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh's Mashaphat, and they're going to be destroyed there. It says, for he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called, chosen, and faithful. All right, it says, verse 16, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. So the European kings hate America, the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. For Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai shall be fulfilled. So the Lord gave them the device, the size of a grain of rice, the MOTB, to make mandatory and to implant inside the people's body to condemn them to the lake of fire. Starting with you Israelites that take that device. You, even if you don't know you're Israelite, but if you take that abomination, you're going to die as a heathen. All right? And that's why the prophets are set up to warn you not to do this. And we've been warning you since Abba Bivens. And even beyond that, because you had Yahushai, the Messiah, prophesying of the end. You had the 12 apostles. And then there was even men that were associated to them that weren't even documented in the Bible. This gospel has went around the earth multiple times already, especially with the invention of the internet. All right, using the unicorn, this truth has went to every four corner every day multiple times already. So the end is about to take place, but first the devil, the so-called white man, all right, the Lord's gonna make it mandatory using His Son Yahushai, all right, which Yahushai controls man, through using the angels. The angels minister to you, whether it be good or whether it be evil, all right. And the Lord's gonna use the devil, all right, the so-called white man, to minister that chip. And if you take it, you will be condemned. All right, do not take it. Reject it, even if it is to die. Death is gain in this situation. All praise and glory to Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai Bahasham HaRakakadash. And the way we're going to be saved from the nuclear destruction is by Yahushai. I'll get you that real quick before I close out the video, which, the Lord put that in my heart. It's not, it's not the end for everyone. It's the end of this wicked ass society and the wicked ass people and their wickedness, but it's actually the beginning of a new kingdom of righteousness with Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, their commandments being implemented on the earth. But you got the scriptures, all right, the commandments, the law. That's what's going to be happening in the kingdom of heaven, which is really going to be all of, the whole earth is going to be operating under that vibration. They're not going to be under the wicked. It says in Matthew 24, verse 29, immediately after the tribulation of those days, which is going to come by them making that device mandatory, shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, which is the nuclear missiles, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken, which these heathen are just men. So your so-called Illuminati, they're terrified right now. All right? Their New World Order, how they're bringing it forth, this is their last, resort, really. They have no other options. That's why it says he comes down with great wrath, knowing that he hath but a short time. It says, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds, which are the so-called UFOs of heaven, with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. So the Lord, he has his elect men that hear this truth, and as soon as you believed, you've been sealed. We've been sealed from corruption. So now, no matter what happens, whether we have to die or whether we have to endure, all right, the elect ain't going to lose that election. All right, we're going to do what we got to do because the Lord put it in us to do that. And he put us what? The Holy Spirit. And he says through that Spirit does he dwell in us. And his Father in him and in us. That's why there's a light that is actually going to come out of us and be deadly to our enemy. It says, and he shall send his angels. Verse 32. Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. So likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors, which we're at the door of the end. Yahushua is about to show himself to this world, and it's going to be devastating. Actually, majority of the people are going to die. All right? First of all, the heathen have no salvation. And second, the straight judgment that even 2/3 in America, the Israelites that are in America, 2/3 of them are going to be cut off. That's why the devil was bringing them in through the border, right? They're acting like there's an invasion. But in fact, the so-called white man, he's bringing them in. Why? Because it's in their heart to destroy America. That's why you got your first so-called black, the one that took Pelosi's seat. Right? You got Kamala, a so-called black woman, as vice president. It's because it's the end. All right? They don't give a fuck about those positions no more. In fact, they're going to put more so-called black people in those high positions because then it's going to look better in their mind when they destroy this place because they're going to be able to blame Jake, but it ain't gonna work. See, the devil, he has his, his own ideas that the Lord gave him, but the Lord's gonna pretty much destroy him, on his way to try to succeed in this new world order. The Lord's gonna destroy him. He's pretty much deceiving the deceiver. All right, the deceiver and the deceived are both Yahweh's. Ba'asham Yahushai. Second Ezra was it 8? It says, and he answered me. So this is an angel talking to Ezra. It says, and he answered me, saying, the Most High Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, have made this world for many, but the world to come for few. So if this world has many, and the same earth that we're going to, is going to be renewed by fire, all right, at the coming of Yahweh, what's going to happen to the rest of the people? They're going to die, all right? It says in verse 3, there be many created, but few shall be saved. So many are going to die. Many are going to take that device. Many are going to die, all right? But the hopeful elect, whether they die or whether they live, it's to Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. All right? It's not the same as these, 2/3 reprobates. All right? No, our death is precious. It says that the death of a saint is precious. Psalm 116 verse 15. Precious in the sight of Yahweh is the death of his saints. Right here, 1 Peter 1:7. It says that the trial of your faith being much more precious than of gold that perisheth though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahweh HaMashiach. See? So for us to die, being persecuted for righteousness' sake is precious. All right? And then us going through this and enduring into the end, whether we die or whether we live, it's all glory and praise to Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. 1 Peter 1:7, verse 7, that the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Which it tells you, right? Let me get James 1. It says, James, a servant of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. All right? And that temptation comes from what? You want something and you can't have it. So what happens if you can't have it? You say, fuck it, I don't even want it. If I can't have it, why the fuck do I want it? And that's literally what's going to happen. The elect, we don't want nothing from this world. We don't want these Americanized Western women, which that's corrupted the whole world. We don't want the corruption of this society. We don't care about the business opportunities here of robbing the citizens. We don't want none of it. We don't want none of this wicked-ass, corrupted-ass society. All right? So the elect, the hopeful elect, we're already dead. If you understand that, in the spirit, in this world, we're already dead. We died as soon as we found out who Yahweh Shai was. All right, we're virgins. We're not connected to this place. We're not married to this wicked ass society, and that's why it's a pleasure to us to actually put curses on this place. All right, and to pray for the Lord to destroy this place, and He's going to. That's why you see what's happening. All right, because the Lord is coming for His saints, and He's gonna destroy it. Oh man, let me get this real quick. Let me just grab this and if the Lord wills, through the Holy Spirit, I'll close it. Revelation 18, verse, let's see. No, it's too high. Ooh, let me get this one first. Verse 17. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught. So in 1 hour is the downfall of America by nuclear destruction. And every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like unto this city, this great city, which is America? All right. Verse 20. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai hath avenged you on her. And I really long for that day. I long for that day, man. I long for that day. I can't wait. I mean, I have to wait, and I'm going to wait. I hope to be of the elect, which I'm fully persuaded I am. All right, because the Lord has put certain tribulations and temptations, using this devil, the so-called white man. And, the Lord shows you that, that you're either fully persuaded or you're full of doubt, and that doubt is going to lead you to going astray. Okay? That's what that James 1 goes into. James 1, pretty much if you're led astray, it's by your own desire, by your own lust, by the lust of the flesh. It's not because Yahweh actually, supplanted you, or Yahweh supplanted you out of the truth. It was that you weren't able to endure the hardness as a good soldier. All right? But the ones that endure, hey, there's a great reward. We're going to actually watch our enemies be tormented before our eyes. And hey, that's a righteous desire, man. I want that. I want to see my enemies tormented. All right, I want to watch them suffer and just drink and eat and celebrate, and just watch my enemies be tormented. It says in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, chapter 1. 2 Thessalonians chapter 1. It says, verse 5, which is a manifest token of the righteous judgment of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, that ye may be counted worthy of the kingdom of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, for which ye also suffer, which for us to be alive in this wicked-ass society, we suffer. Seeing it is a righteous thing with Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you, and to you who are troubled, rest with us, when the Lord Yahweh shall be revealed from heaven with his mighty angels in flaming fire, taking vengeance on them that know not Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, and that obey not the gospel of our Lord Yahushai HaMashiach. Hey, all praises and glory to Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. Shalom to the hopeful elect, and a Bob Ball.